Welcome back to Carson Tate's video log. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am about a week and a half back from the Bold Strokes Author and Associates Retreat. We retreated to the beautiful mountains in upstate New York, the Adirondacks, and we stayed at this awesome lodge called the Garnet Hill Lodge in North Creek, North River. Lost track of where those two towns kind of converged. But it was, a couple hours from Albany, somewhere. And I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things about writing and editing, and it was an amazing, fun-filled, learning-filled trip. But the one thing I really learned that I would like to talk about today is about technology, how it affects our lives, when you have it and when you don't. And we don't. Not at Garnet Hill Lodge in North Creek, North River, wherever. We all arrived at this fairly rustic lodge with absolutely gorgeous scenic views, and once we got over the excitement of unpacking and checking out the place, we all started sending texts to each other. Hey, meet me down by the bar, let's go for a walk to the lake. No cell service, no texting. Internet a little bit, fairly sketchy. And I will say about the cell service that once when I was standing on the toilet with my arm out the window, I got a text from my mother saying, "Are you there or are you dead?" I started to reply, but the service went out. So, Mom, I'm alive and well. But seriously, there was absolutely no cell service unless you went to the cemetery, which was a car drive away. And even when you went into the little ski town nearby, no cell service. So it was very strange, a little disconcerting at first, because a lot of us wanted to check in with our friends and family and with others. They did have that landline thing. Some of you may not know what that is, but it's a phone that's actually connected to something in the wall. And you don't have service already on it. You have to put in a long distance card or service if you want to make a phone call. It's very strange. There aren't a lot of them left in the world, but they did have one of those. But none of us really remembered how to use those, so we were reliant on our cellular devices, which didn't work. So here's what I learned about that. It really changed the dynamic of the whole week for me. I found, and I noticed at dinner, that we all were engaged and paying a lot more attention to each other. I left my phone in the room many times, which is something I never do. I'm always got this thing in my hand, in my pocket, in my, I'll say it, purse, and it's a tether. It's my link to everyone else in the world through Facebook, through texting, through email. Through talking, I've come to rely on it in a way that I hadn't realized. And not relying on it for a week was really a breath of fresh air. At dinner we all talked to each other instead of looking at our phones. We would have to actually get up and walk somewhere to find someone if we wanted to find them and talk to them, which was, a new mode of exercise, I guess. So I've been really thinking about the issue of how technology affects our interaction with the world and each other. A lot of other greater minds have thought about this. I was thinking that Dallas Morning News did a book club, a virtual book club this summer with the book. It's Nicholas Carr's book, The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. And he has some very interesting points in that book about how it affects our ability to remember things, because we don't need to, because we can constantly go and look it up. There's no need to remember any details about anything. There's also the theory that maybe we don't retain as much information because we haven't gleaned it for ourselves. It's just as easy as a few keystrokes away. We rely on information without questioning it because we've it's at our fingertips, it's quick. We don't go to other sources. So that's kind of a variation on the theme of technology, but I just wonder, Lainey and I have talked about this, having a night of the week that we're not connected to anything. No internet, no computer. And she and I are both the same. I mean, we both have our phones by our side. We're both on the internet. We'll even text each other across the house sometimes. Hey, take out the trash. It's a different communication when you can do it on the phone as opposed to doing it in person. And I really think it's not always bad. It's not always, sometimes the communication on the phone is good when we're communicating to our friends and people we want to talk to. It strips away some things, tone, but sometimes that's not a good thing. So, enough of my rambling. Let's talk about technology, how it affects your life, how it changes the dynamics in your personal relationships, your business relationships. Do you take a night out or a day out and cut technology out of your life, at least the connectivity kind of technology? And why do you do that? And why do you think it's important, or why don't you think it's important? Do you think we should be connected all the time? What does it do to relationships? What does it do to your brain? What does it do to the way you interact with the world? So, talk amongst yourselves. That was the main thing that stuck out for me about this trip, but I'll have some more excellent information about all the tips I learned about actual writing in the coming weeks. Thanks for joining me. This is Carson Tate's video log, signing out.